Hello, my name's Darren, and welcome to the Maker's Rage podcast, a podcast about the history of ideas and the people who conceived them, about the creative impulse and the ways it is manifested in the arts, sciences, and indeed everything in between. I call it the Maker's Rage, though it may not be a rage in everyone. Yet each one of us has the proclivity, the itch to create something that is our own, an extension of ourselves, something to give freely to others in exchange for their applause, or sell to them and hope they come back for more. Something that may or may not outlive us, may or may not make us rich and famous, yet it is the only form of labour from which we're never alienated, because it is volitional, intrinsically rewarding, like play, and creativity is a form of play, which is why the youngest children take to it so naturally. The title of the podcast is taken from a poem by the American poet Wallace Stevens, An Idea of Order at Key West, and a passage that always struck me as a fine metaphor for what drives creativity. The maker's rage to order the wards of the sea, wards of the fragrant portals dimly starred, and of ourselves and of our origins, in ghostlier demarcations, keener sounds. A rage to order the wards of the sea, or perhaps its colours or its sounds, to capture the sense, the beauty out of the noise of life. But you may have your own interpretation. What this won't be is a how to unleash your inner genius kind of podcast, or daily tips to be more creative. I do hope, however, you will be inspired, as I have been, by the topics I explore, and the people, both living and dead, we'll be featuring. Contrary to what some pop psychology books will tell you, not all of us are Mozarts and Da Vinci's. Some of us can't even match the puffer fish, or the bowerbird for ingenuity. Those Borromedes of the natural world, who, for lacking pretty plumage, create things that are beautiful, to court the opposite sex, of course. So creativity isn't just a human trait, though humans are perhaps the only beings on our planet anyway, who create things for their own sake, despite most of us not being Borromedes, or indeed bowerbirds. To tease the kinds of topics I'll be exploring, upcoming episodes will have titles like Inspiration and Where It Comes From, Thought Experiments, What is Enlightenment, Pacts with the Devil, The Limitations of Human Achievement, The Hero's Journey, and a series on the 9 Greek Muses. But of course your feedback will inform the direction this podcast will be taking, which is why I encourage you to like and or follow the fledgling Maker's Rage Facebook and Instagram pages, where I'll be uploading clips of upcoming episodes. The first episode will simply be titled The Maker's Rage, and will expand upon my reason for beginning a podcast in the first place. I hope you'll join me.